listeners and viewers all over the world. We want to especially appreciate your time for listening to this program. I'm Abusawa Clement. I have taken special interest in preserving spoken Edo language, spoken, written, and oral Edo language, and of course some aspects of our culture. And the first aspect we want to talk about is the Benin City Moats. How did it come about? What were the exploits about it? A lot of times these stories have been told us by the white people. But in this documentary, we are going to tell the world the story ourselves, the Beninese. And a very prominent Benin historian, in fact, a historian extraordinary, the person of Chief Osewege Eo. He is the Edoba Yochai of Benin Kingdom, a moving encyclopedia of Benin history. We will implore all of you to please listen to the story of Iyanolegado. Love Baba. Obe Iwina Osegedo. Ohana.
Oba Tokwe.
It's Baba. The Iyanolegado. How did the story come?
Well, as we met it, as we are told, this is about 500, almost 600 years ago. There are very many moats in Benin Kingdom. Very many. The one that is very close to the heart of the city, there are two major ones. The first one is Ogwola, the king of Benin at that time, about 1280 AD or thereabout. As was Ogwola. Then the second one, which is innermost moat, was said to be dug by Y. By Y was came into the Benin throne as Ogun of Yohe. Ohe was also 30 something in Benin, and by Y also came here as a king. Then there was much problems, fighting, and so on in Benin. Ogwola, the first one, had problem with the giant of Udo at that time. And Udo was a city by itself. Udo was even bigger than Benin City. And there was much jealousy and so on coming into the area. And the Udo people wanted to top the Benin, while the Benins, also that's a Benin City, also wanted to be seen as the first and of the origin of the people of Benin in Africa. So, as this fight was being prepared, to avoid the fight, Ogwola gave his daughter to the giant of Udo at that time. And the girl refused to marry this giant person, and said that he looks very ugly and so on. He could not get the marriage to proceed. He came back. So that the giant of Udo was annoyed and said that he's coming to punish the girl and everybody. So because of this, there's no other way, because no gun shots and all those things at that time. But there were few irons to be used. So what did they do? Because all of them were most giant, not as we are now. We were heavily born. Yes, God made them to be like that. Maybe it happens in other parts of the world. We don't know. But we have very many powerful people in those days. So what do we do to prevent this Udo war? Udo is about 21 miles or so from Benin City, west of Benin. It's all right. They have to dig a trench, which we now call moat. Yeah, then around the city of Benin. So they started digging it, and they dug it round. Though it took them more than 3 years to do that. And there was no going out. They gathered it, that this moat prevented the war from Udo and other areas too. So the moat was so sacred to the Benins that it prevented all wars coming into it. And they even made it a moat, made some possible routes to the place where people now guide the route. When you are going to enter, maybe like a door or whatever. So the moat was dug, as I've told you, and they put some gates leading to
The city.
the city.
And the 9 gates.
There were 9 gates.
9 gates.
Then that one prevented the war between Benin City and Udo. It was Obaye Wedo. I mean Ogola. Obaye Ogola that dug the moat to prevent the imminent war between the two cities, as Udo and Benin City. And that was what happened, the first one. Then after almost about 100 years again, almost about 50 years or thereabout, then Obaye Ware came in 1440. And there was much to do to change the city, to change the ways of life. Because before he came in, there were many wars, fighting between the Obas and so on. So when Ewari came, he found that also to dig a moat round will save the city. Particularly, as they said, he had 2 children, Ezuwara and Oboyuwa. 2 of them were made to be a Daken, that is a princes. So one was in Uselu, and another one was Ora. Then, before that one happened, there was a man also who was a warrior who was at Uselu. Then that is Ike, who was a great warrior. And there was a problem. There was a imminent war between Benin and Akure and Owo in the Yoruba land, axis of Benin City. So how do we do this fighting? Because he came himself as a great warrior. If you can't leave him out of this war, the Benin is going to war. Then one of my wife came in. He doesn't want to serve him. Say, this small boy, not like that. I served his father. I'm serving him again. Okay. No, doesn't. So a message was sent to him, and almost that message was also very, very mystical. In it, they agreed, but said that unless somebody that Obayewa himself should send his own son to be in his house, because he had not son himself, to take care of his palace at Uselu. Unless you do that, I will not go to this war. Okay, Baewa now sent his own son, and Izuwara, Koboyuwa. The other one was sent to Ora. The other one was at Uselu. Say, all right, Dayi, Niken, that hold the fort for Iken until he returned from the war. So that boy was there. And Iken went to war. Many things were done to see that he does not return back. Very, very unfortunate indeed. And after making the war, after finishing the Akure war, Elisha and all those areas where he went to defeat the powerful Yoruba people, he didn't come back. He was bragging along. So there was a sort of gathering that his men have all left. What is he doing? So he was killed. He can't die at the war. So since he died there, and coming back to Benin, the son of Obaewa inherited the Iken's property and the place, the palace. Said that he can hold on for Iken, hold for Iken. So that's how Idaken came to be. Idaken the warrior. The son was of Obaewa held the place for him, which is still going on today. If you get to Benin, you have a Daken Palace, which the Oba Tobi, that is a prince, Tobi must go there and take that title before he becomes an Oba. Then Zuwara and Koboyuwa, two of them loved themselves. One was at Ijowa, the other one was in Benin. So there was a time that the one at the village Ijowa, bringing yams and so on to the brother, and people were there. People who hated this system of the children told the Izuwara and Koboyuwa, two of them. So the other one is calling the brother a villager, a farmer, and all those things. Why should that happen? So they brought quarrel between two of them. And they gave them medicine to use in their face. So when this one sees this, he will die. Oh. They also gave to the boy. So well, the other one, they gave it to them. So when the day two of them saw, two of them died. And it was not possible to go and tell Obaewa that the two children
died the same day.
Died the same day. So there was a proverb say, Amenoro Uselu, Amenoro Iyowa, no man say Edo, Amenoro Edo, no man say Egwai. So what do you mean by this parable? So the rain that fell at Iyowa did not reach Uselu. The one that fell at Uselu did not reach the palace. So the Oba now knew what happened. And it's all right. For 3 years, nobody will have a child in Benin. No pregnancy, no marriage. It ceased because of the death of his two children, which was maneuvered by the Beninese. So people now started running away from Benin, particularly the Asian people. They were the first to be moving out. Say, how can we not have a child? For 3 years, we can't do that. So people were moving away. Those who were pregnant, in order to see that the child was not born in Benin City, they moved away. Just like the story in the Bible, don't divide the child, and so on and so forth. And by the time that Christ was born, they were looking for a male child. They said that it's going to be an Oba and the controller of the whole world. And almost the same thing that happened in Benin here. So they didn't have any anything to do. But of what I mean, I worry. So when he saw the movement of people getting away, this heavy populated city, he now made a law again to be having people to be having a type of, we call it Iwu.
Body marks. Body
Body marks. So which is Iwu, which is still going on today, but it's almost almost gone forever. So to mark, to know the Benis. They were doing that one. Later, a man of about 90 years, the wife was about 80 or 85 years. They have no issue. It was at this period that the woman got pregnant. I said, I'm pregnant. What will happen? The man said, well, yes, nothing will happen. They went to hide themselves. And fortunately for them, they have twins, 2 boys. The man said, where could I take care of this one? Let me take them to your Baiwa. Let him kill them. I will run away. We went to the palace and brought the 2 children, the twins, before Baiwa. So what do you mean? They didn't kill the child. They said, I went to a hiding place to produce the child or the children. But I now have 2 children. This is I'm 90 years, my wife is 80 or 85 years. We have never got children in our life. So I brought them to you. Say, why? What do you call the children? He said, this one, Noba Agbe, that's the one that Oba will kill. And the other one, Nebo Agbe, the one that the community will kill. Why do you do that? He said, yes, you have made a law that every child born in Benin City at this time must be killed. So I brought them to you to kill. But before you kill them, if you, the Oba, you have many wives. If you didn't make this law for 3 years now going on, see the population of the city, and yourself having many wives, maybe you will have got more than 3 or 4 or 5 children, and the male child will come up. You don't have male child now to represent you, unless a guest. So that's why. So because before you kill them, but you this law you made is so hostile, and it was bad, and it depopulated the city entirely. Look at people moving away, running away from the city. Yes, but why now? It's all right. Before this, he has made digging the same type that Ogola did in those dug moat around the city. People not to go away, and put gates and soldiers guarding the whole area. In respect of that, people were still moving away. So the old man told him, well, you will have not done this. Thereby I saw what the man was telling him, that actually if he had not made this tough and strict law, he would have got children also to represent him. So he said that from today, the law
is abolished.
Is abolished, and people should marry, they should get children, and so on and so forth. He made the law, and the law was became a statute in Benin. So then the moat he dug was for protecting. It's a protective moat for wars and so on. There were many wars almost coming to Benin also. So that is Iyanole Gado. That's the moat that go around the Benin City. So we have 2 moats. The one outside it dug by Ogola, and the inside one dug by Ewa the Great in 1440 and so on. So that is the story of Iya. There are many Iya to that is in the city, all villages. Iya at that time was made not only to prevent wars, but as a boundary for people to
between communities.
Between communities. That's what we were doing. They have power, they have everything, they have materials to dig it. So it was common, and they were doing it. This about what I know about Benin Moats. There may be other stories connecting it, but this short story about thank you very much.
Viewers all over the world, I hope you guys enjoyed the storyline. Wonderful story, as told by our own father. Not from somebody else this time around. We want to appreciate Baba for his time and effort. And of course, we join all Beninese in the diaspora all over the world. And not Beninese that are interested in history and saving our culture and historical features to help us out and then see what we can do. Directing our viewership to why this documentary is done. Now, from where we have stopped now, we will now want to progress to on the site and spot visit. We're going to go around the first city wall, which is the outer, as dug by Oba Ogwola. We're going to go around starting from a point and then we'll come back to that point. So guys, I need you to follow up while we do that. And then when we finish with that, we also go down again to the inner walls. The Yanolegado are dug by Oba Ewa the Great. We also go around it and see if the relics are still there. If they are still there, what do we do to preserve it and make it a tourist attraction? And of course, we're going to identify the 9 gates. Remember, Baba told us that there were soldiers, placed in positions, 9 positions to safeguard people from going out and coming in. We're also going to carry you along that line. And then finally, we're going to let you all suggest why we also suggest the possible ways of making these features a tourist attraction. Thank you guys for watching. I remain Abusawan Clement, your narrator. Wahia Weseo, Oba Atokpe.